Hello, hello. Is this thing on? Okay.
Oh,
I see Spyro 2 on the main stream, so
yeah. So,
we are here. Welcome to Spyro 2 Any Percent. It's going to be way longer than Spyro 1 Any Percent was. Huge category. Lots of stuff you got to do.
amazing category of great tricks. So yeah, I guess start whenever.
Yeah, Faulty just joined this, so he can hear us, I think. So maybe, I don't know how they're doing the timers. I didn't watch. Maybe you just give them a countdown. We can hope.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just count down. So 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, hey everyone. Lewis B99. I'll be running Spyro 10% this Spyrothon.
It is an interesting category. Unfortunately, it looks like my stream feed is a little bit behind, so
Game's quiet, apparently.
but yeah, there's not a whole lot that you actually need to do to beat this game, as it turns out. So first things first, you go get Glimmer Talisman, and then you're just gonna go and fight Crush. And skipping into Crush is relatively easy, but there's some tricky stuff in Summer Forest. You're gonna go for Frog Proxy. Hopefully you get it. My stream is about tied with the regular stream, so I have no idea. You probably already attempted it.
Yeah. So I have to go for the Spudlyman back up, which kind of weird.
And it's sort of the way this entire run works is there's like a few little tricks here and there, and every single one that you miss can cost loads of time. Frog Proxy is not so bad to miss, but I don't. Are you just gonna do theater this run, or are you gonna be a brave?
I'm gonna try Waterfall a few times.
Okay.
That's 15 minutes, so
yeah,
there's room for a few checks.
Yeah. Cool. That's good. It's brave, but I respect it. So yeah, it really is the boss rush category, and every single step is just try to get to the boss as fast as possible. And there are a few tricky things that go into each one. After Crush is down, it's all Gulp Skip, and Gulp Skip is one of those tricks that's pretty consistent and not too tough to learn. But when you're in a category like Any Percent, everything changes because you're trying to do it really fast. And you kind of get a little more fast and loose with how you perform the trick, and it can be a lot easier to have something go wrong. So, hopefully, it goes well, obviously. And talking about that now, because Crush, if you can't tell, is a pretty negligible boss fight. There are small ways to save little bits of time. It's like a new method of getting the weird quick hits that I don't know much about, but it doesn't seem like you're going for either, so I'm not going to bother explaining that. But needless, you can do it a little faster, but it's saved in the realm of like seconds, 1 or 2 seconds, not a ton of time. Especially compared to things like Gulp Skip and Waterfall and all of that.
So yeah, here's a major skip, I guess, in the run called Climb Skip. It's very well known.
Unlike Gulp Skip, it's been around for a long time. it's been optimized. There are some jumps that didn't used to exist, but just skipping climb has been sort of a staple of speedrunning this game for a long time. You know, 40 orb, 14 tally, back when that was any percent. Always need climb skip.
So yeah, I go zap back. Make sure I spawn back up here instead of the Spyrothon planes.
Yeah, and this sort of comes back to what I mentioned with gulp skip, where like if you were in a long category or you were like really new, you could just take this pretty easy and it would work out most of the time. You have a pretty high success rate, but if your goal is to get gulp skip really, really fast, sometimes things just go wrong. It's I think
So,
I
yeah,
heard
I
a
just got
charge
it
glide. I'm judging by your controller, not when I'm watching. Okay, yeah, now the actual stream is ahead of my VLC, so.
And yeah, that's the faster method of gulp skip. There is another method with a pillar, but that's slower. I would say that charge glide method's a lot easier.
Yeah, I never have been able to pull off the charge jump method, but some people swear by it, man.
Whenever you get go proxy. My god. Famous triple bombs that we all runners love.
Yeah, so this is a boss. It's got a lot of RNG. When people are new, I think they overstate how much RNG there is, because you can do a lot with a little in this guy. The game can give you some pretty crappy options, and you can still turn it around if you really know what you're doing. But sometimes the game will just give you 3 bombs, and there is no way to hit gulp twice with 3 bombs. It just isn't possible. There's no way to fix it. You're losing a bunch of time. It sucks. In general, gulp can be... It's one of the most difficult parts of a category like this. All the tricky tricks are obviously difficult, but you cannot overstate how much time this boss can cost and how difficult it is to actually optimize. Nice triple hit. Holy cow.
I think I
Run back for another egg cycle. Because I had a rocket in the mouth, and then there was a bomb. I couldn't really do anything with it. No, where am I going?
That's not where penguins are.
I'll give this another try. So yeah, Penguin Proxy is a dead body proxy, which is one of 3 proxies.
I think overall, probably dead body proxies end up the most like broadly useful throughout all the categories, and but there are definitely like squeeze proxies, terrain proxies that can be useful, like waterfall in a bit.
Yeah. Can't guarantee that I'll get this trick, but I'll give it a few tries.
Yes. There is nobody on the planet who could guarantee that they would get this trick. just the fact that Lewis is good enough to actually like go for this in a marathon and have the chance of getting it is pretty surprising. And definitely unique to there's only a few people who have any amount of consistency with this trick. Consistency being used very loosely.
So yeah, the positioning of the trick is kind of weird. It's just trying to get on that seam is kind of hard. You have to put a certain amount of pressure on holding up. Oh.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but you're kind of the main goal is really to stand like sort of almost like gulp skip. You're trying to stand kind of on both sides of the wall.
Yeah.
And kind of get yourself pushed out.
Give this one more try.
I believe.
At least we'll get to see VR, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, waterfall is definitely the difficult trick of this category and maybe even of this game.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Damn.
Would have been really cool to show off at least a proxy with decent height.
Yeah, because that's the worst part is you can actually get the trick, like you get the bounce that you're going for, and you still there's like a variability in height, so you can just like get it and then not make it because you need a lot of height to skip into Ripto too, so you can't just as if it wasn't bad enough.
It's basically a 1 in 4 trick, so yeah.
Yeah, like even if you do everything perfectly, you just are counting on the game to give it to you. It's not RNG in the traditional sense, but there's not really anything that's under our control that we know about yet that you can do to cause it to be consistent. So you are. It's not RNG, but it is random. Effectively. Random as far as we know now.
So yeah, the alternative route is to get into the theatre inside of Dragon Shores, which you're not supposed to be able to get into until you collect 10 Dragon Shore coins, or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Coins.
They're tokens, I think. Dragon tokens? Something tokens.
So basically, entering the theatre gives you all the abilities if you watch the Ripto cutscene, the final one.
Yeah, because there's a part at the end of the game once you've beaten Ripto, they give you all the gems that you had paid money bags, and so they unlock everything in the game that money bags could unlock for you, and that includes abilities. And watching the last cutscene is, I guess, enough like beating the game that the game decides. That's where the trigger's hidden, essentially.
And we only really need the swim ability, so we can get Summoner to easily get into Ripto. Getting past the door, which requires 40 orbs to open
Yeah, I guess that's like worth mentioning. The whole
Time.
waterfall thing was to skip getting swim. Everything that happened, the goal is to just beat this without buying anything, doing anything, but it's really hard to skip getting swim. So tricking the game into giving you swim is the second best option.
And to note that waterfall probably can be used in 14 tally, but it's crazy. Doing that in a 25-minute category.
And who knows? There might be a chance you could make like a summer forest route in 100%. That like you could save like a few seconds with waterfall instead of paying for swim.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's one of those tricks. You could put it in a lot of places, but it's so unlikely that the only place that's worth trying it is a category that's short. Until somebody finds a way to make it a little more consistent, which may never happen. Probably will never happen.
So yeah, that's Spyro 10%, the shortest category in all 3 original Spyros.
Yeah, by a large margin. It was very quick.
Also, one of the most inconsistent.
Yeah, it's one of those, you could like really consistently get like 13-minute times, right? You could just kind of do safe gulp skip, do theater, and there would be, but actually getting a really, really good time, yeah, very inconsistent. Incredibly so. But yeah, this is a good run. Got some tricks, didn't get some tricks. Here we are. And I guess the next game is going to be Spyro 3 any %, if you could have predicted that. And that's the act running, right? Not wrong, right?
I think it's fully. Don't know.
Oh, is it?
I think
Okay.
I'll check. So yeah, that'll be fun to watch. It's got a lot of tricks, basically every split.
Yeah, I might have just read the schedule wrong. Oh, it's full.